Why would someone, you think, see a great benefit in working as a recruiter? What is this world about, and why is it worth it to become a recruiter?
Well, there's two different types of recruiters these days, Kristof. So there are in-house recruiters who work in companies, and there's lots of them. That's a whole sort of industry that's developed and is growing in a crazy way. And then there's agency recruiters like me. So I work on behalf of clients. They work for one client, which is their own company, and they're paid for that company. I work on success, so I don't get paid unless I'm successfully placing somebody for the most part. So there's two distinctions there. The in-house thing I won't talk about. That's not my core area. So let's talk about agency world, which is where I live. So I would say to you that the most fulfilling thing for anybody is that you're helping people. Simple. So there's nothing better. There's nothing more exhilarating than knowing the prep you gave someone made the difference. Knowing that, their CV might have been a dog's dinner, but they're good. You tell the client to meet them anyway. They get in there. They're a bit nervous in interview, but you coach them in a certain way. You prep the client that they're a bit nervous in interview, so they're accepting of it. They go down to final interview. You really get them to go the extra mile, and they pip a better candidate to the job because of their enthusiasm. And you're the person in the middle that helps them, and they never would have got that job if it wasn't for you. And then the flip side is the client who's a disaster, who's actually a nice client but doesn't know how to hire, and they don't know how to interview. I again have to find a good candidate, work with that candidate, manage that process to try and attract that candidate to that business, knowing they'll do well in that company, but knowing that I have to work on it to sort of connect them to the business and sort of gloss over some of the silly things that the client does, that might sort of take away from what they're doing. Like you have clients sometimes who, they have terrible reviews online, but you've got a whole new team in there who are actually great, so you have to counter that. So I think helping people is wonderful. Helping companies, you can make an enormous difference to companies over a period of time. So I know for sure there's companies in town that I've literally changed their fortunes dramatically because I've placed so many of their team and they're excellent and they're making the company because people make the company. So that's the real buzz. It's also there's a long-term value. If you're in the service end, and the service end meaning I really want to help people. I want to prep people. I want to add value. I want to consult. I'm not just a CV pusher. I'm interested in people, and I consult with clients and candidates. If you're in that end, on a long-term basis, you can have so much effect. It's brilliant. So it's an inspiring role. It's an extremely tough job. 95% of people that get into it, are gone. Probably within 2 years. And there's a reason for that. It's a high stress, big ups, big lows, business, but you kind of run your own business because they're your clients. It's a target driven environment. So it suits someone who's competitive, someone who loves people, someone who's likes running their own thing effectively. So for all those reasons, I think it's if you like that and that gets you out of bed, I think you'd love it.
Well, that's a lot of great value you bring, and not everybody probably realize how great value you can bring as a recruiter, as an agency. Feel free to join our LinkedIn group. Hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you.